You know, your stairs are kind of creepy. They make a sound 2 steps behind where you just were. It's like if I'm 2 steps down, the steps 2 steps behind me makes the creaking sound.
Oh, yeah. So, we're back from our commercial break. Oh, we're drinking. So let's skip ahead a little bit with the film. Where are we at?
I want to go. Where do I want to go?
So
You want to go down to Funky Town?
Let's go running into Han Solo.
Oh, the first scene with Han. Now that did kind of have some questions about that.
All right.
He said he's been looking for the Falcon for a while, but he's just happened to be in that sector of a huge fucking galaxy.
Yep.
That seemed a little weird.
Happened to be in a ship that
I didn't even catch on
Fenn
how-
thought was a First Order ship.
It seemed like a scavenger to me.
No, because Fenn said this is the First Order.
Oh,
He did say it.
He did say something similar, something like that.
well, I guess that makes sense.
I totally must have missed something because all of a sudden I looked up and Han Solo was on the ship. Like, how the fuck do you?
Yeah, they
like,
kind of left that out.
Yeah, there was
Because what I felt was this was a homage to the whole capture of the Millennium Falcon on the the Star Destroyer scene, but
Reversal roles.
reversal roles. Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that.
because I really, even though I was thinking, let it not be Han Solo. There was a part of me saying, "Oh, this has got to be Han Solo because he hasn't showed up yet."
Yeah, that did not occur to me. I knew he was coming, but I didn't know when. Like I couldn't figure out when he was going to get there.
Right.
Because the way I was thinking was, all right, we already saw the whole flying. What naturally everyone wanted to associate the trailers Han Solo's flying.
Right.
Now we see that it's not Han Solo flying the Millennium Falcon. This was the next logical step. Potentially.
Yeah. Okay, that does make sense. Something I mentioned when we were outside, that what I look for in one of these nostalgia films is I want to feel like I'm 10 years old again. I want to feel like I'm 10 years old, sitting on the floor of my parents' bedroom, watching a wood-paneled, rabbit-eared 12-inch TV, much like the one in the next room, and seeing the annual broadcast of Star Wars on Channel 12 and eating red vines and drinking root beer. That's what I'm looking for. This movie didn't quite pull that off for me. There were movies this year that did.
Yes.
And, for example, Genesis did, Terminator Genesis.
Yes.
Mad Max did for me.
Yes.
Avengers a little bit. Even Birdman a little bit. Because I felt that was Birdman's arc. Like, that was his thing.
Right.
But this one, I'll admit, the reason why I mentioned earlier that the 20th century drum roll kind of screwed me up, because you hear that drum roll and the pause, and
you
then
knew
bam,
it was coming.
you knew it was coming. But then you see in this one, you see Lucasfilm. Thank God they didn't put the castle in there, because I'd have been pissed.
Oh,
That would have been
the
funny.
Disney castle.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They kind of did something else. And then bam, and I was like, okay. My heart skipped. When I read the scroll, I was very thrilled to read the scroll. That was just perfect. I loved the way they wrote that out. I love the fact that Skywalker's name was in the scroll right off the bat, because all of the speculation up to that point was, is Skywalker still around? Okay, now we know what happened to him, at least a little bit. So that was great. And then, of course, then we get into the opening scene. Skipping ahead, we've already kind of covered all that stuff. The Han's ship, the new one, first off, I wish they'd have named it. I wish that he'd had a name for it, some kind of annoying name. Just something like the Betty or some shit. Of course, that was it.
It was just a fucking rectangular block of goo. I mean, it was.
Yeah, what was with the fucking slug monsters? What the hell was that about? That felt more like Star Trek.
I would have rather seen Rancors being loose on the ship.
That would have been interesting. That would have been interesting. You look through a window and you see a Rancor turn like Jurassic Park, like the T-Rex.
Yeah,
Right.
and
That would've been cool.
yet everyone knew what these creatures were, and these are badass.
Yeah.
I don't. know what a Rancor is.
And yet, now all of a sudden we got
Return of
this,
the Jedi, the big monster in the pit. And he sticks the bone in his mouth.
Okay.
and then
With
the
you now.
Rancor
Kills him with the
master gets all upset because his
Yes.
Rancor buddy dies,
the
Got
big
it.
fat.
Got it.
who we all associate with.
That
because-
I agree would have been a better way to do it. I
yeah,
think. But
you get this rolling ball worth of tentacles,
And
and
teeth.
are we paying homage to Cthulhu?
Oh.
Cthulhu, nice pull,
You
dude.
know, or
No, I think it's the.
what are we doing here? You know,
I thought-
what direction are we going in?
Now that you say Cthulhu, I kind of actually like that idea. I,
I
want to
mean, that
believe
was-
that that's what they did. Like,
I mean, is that a
What's-
pull
what's
for
a
H.P.
Cthulhu?
Lovecraft or what?
What's a Cthulhu?
really.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Seriously, what's a Cthulhu?
So can I just
Please.
Please.
for a second?
Yes.
I'm really proud that I know
I'm
what
proud
a
that you know
Cthulhu
you do.
is. Who Cthulhu is, I should say. I'm really proud of that. Does that make me like a pretty geeky woman?
We already know that. So
Okay.
I'm
I'm
the
winning at
biggest
life.
non-geek
Frank
here.
Miller.
I'm totally winning at life.
You are.
You are,
Apparently.
actually.
Apparently, I'm losing a
All
lot.
right.
It took us till our late 30s and 40s, but we finally figured it out. Go on, dear. Please tell Jay what Cthulhu is.
No, you go ahead.
No,
because I don't.
No,
I don't
no.
know. I know what it is. It's a mythical creature, right? Am I right?
There's more specifics than that.
Okay.
Let's see if I can spell it right.
I know
but,
what-
but you'll give me the version I can
I
I
understand.
know what it.
I'm
I
sure,
know
yeah.
what it looks like. I could.
I'll
I
find
could.
it.
It's usually green. There it is.
H.P. Lovecraft.
Since
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really jacked up science fiction.
yeah,
Like almost like Revelations kind of
Right.
science fiction.
right,
All right.
right. That's
We're
Cthulhu
talking
right there.
1920s and 1930s,
Right.
jacked up
Right.
Okay,
science fiction.
I'm with you.
Like post H.G. Wells even. Just nuts.
So
I
what
think,
is it
yeah.
like? A creature of this from the swamp
No,
slash?
he's an alien.
Yeah, but what they made it out of, like
Oh, they combined like
slash
a squid.
dragon slash
Yeah.
somewhat octopus like slash.
Pretty much like the Bible did with the
Yeah, yeah,
end of days
Yeah.
beasts and all that shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cthulhu
Anyways.
reference.
I think there was a little bit of Lovecraftian.
Well, anybody who's okay, here's the thing. Not just the geeks have inherited the earth. The guys who are making these movies now are our age.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they grew up with exactly the same American or Western European influences that we all were.
Yes.
Everyone's a Doctor Who fan. Everyone of the people that are making these movies.
True.
Everyone's a Spider-Man fan. Everyone's a Star Trek fan. And so they're putting all that stuff in there. If I made a movie, I would totally put all kinds of references. I would even go deeper. I'd be like, I'd throw a Robotech reference in there, or something really bizarre.
Who's to
you know?
say that he didn't?
True, I might have missed it. You're right.
Because there were several
now, Jeff,
robotic entities.
you know, the droids were different.
Yes.
The droids were very different. I kind of saw a common theme. They kind of seemed like the droids from Tomorrowland a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Now
they
even
weren't humanistic
Tomorrowland,
at all. They were-
I saw themes of a robot. The Robin Williams,
the Bicentennial Man.
not even Bicentennial, the
Yeah.
Robin Williams robot.
There was
Toys?
also some droids
Like,
in there that
like
were
toys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
That's true. I saw that too.
There were some robots in there too that were similar to the Ralph McQuarrie original concept art of droids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the one that ratted him out to the first, where he had like the original 1920s mic.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that was. I think, if I remember correctly, there's a short novel written about the girl in that scene who walked out and told the First Order that the droid was there with the scowl cap and the
Oh, yeah.
eye makeup.
Yeah.
I seem to remember reading a story about her that's part of the new canon. I think that might be the same character. I'll have to look it up. I'm not sure. Very similar design. So anyway, let's jump forward. I don't know about you. We won't go the linear route anymore. Let's start talking about specific characters a little bit and just kind of finish it up.
Characters or scenes or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really interested in Captain Phasma. I really am. I love the design. I love the gal who plays her. I love the fact you did not see her face the entire time. Her delivery is great. It's wonderful. And she was not the only female stormtrooper there.
No,
There was another one.
no.
In white mask.
Exactly. And it kind of threw me off a little bit.
So let me ask you why the fascination if you didn't see her face. If you didn't know who she was, and you didn't know her backstory of that particular actor,
I think.
would you
hang on.
be still interested?
Let me answer this. I think it's because you saw. What's his name? You
Good
saw Finn,
Kylo's face. Or Finn.
Finn, and Kylo both
Pull the
unmasked.
mask off, yeah.
So you expected her. It built up the
Right, she was the only one
expectation to not pull, to pull off the mask.
You
And
were
she
waiting
didn't.
for it to happen.
Yeah.
You wanted it to
I think that's
happen.
the only reason is they built it up to where like she's in that
Okay.
last last
I
scene.
guess from a marketing standpoint, I knew every single one of those individuals who those actors were.
Okay.
But I didn't.
You mean the main?
I didn't. I had no clue.
I did.
I didn't, and so I just
You
expected.
didn't know who Phasma was?
No,
Oh.
I didn't know that. So
Which is cool.
I expected that she was the last one to pull off the mask, and she didn't. I was like, all right.
Well, J.J. Abrams has come out a few times and said he wanted a strong female presence in this movie.
And
So
there was.
the
There
amount of
was.
stormtroopers that were
noticed
coming up
that.
female, I was like,
I noticed.
I would smile because I
That-
was curious if anybody else caught it. Because they weren't, in some cases, they weren't like drawn out speeches. It was a real quick,
Yeah.
they're over here,
But
sir. And I
we're
was
the
like, "Oh, that's a
generation
chick."
of military that grew up with females in the service. Like, we had tons of them that served with us. Not as many as guys, but it was probably at least, like, what, a third?
Oh, I could say my best two bosses in the military were both women.
Yeah.
And I
Some of
think
my best troops were.
that makes me, for me, that is what makes the movie for me just a tad better maybe than for you guys, because
More accessible for
I
you.
love the fact that there's a lot of kick-ass women in it. And
Well,
that's like,
I
to
felt
me-
the same way, though. I liked that
Right.
Oh,
change.
I
Right.
like
I mean,
the
we can
kick-ass
get the
women,
kick-ass
but
women.
it always has to be. And I thought about
Over
this.
the top?
No, not over the top. But what if you reverse the roles? What if Kairu was the girl and the hero
I
was
would
the
have
boy?
loved that. I would
A
have
female
loved.
Sith.
I
but-
would have
Oh.
loved.
I would've
a
liked
female
that even
Sith.
better.
But as a general
Asajj
population,
Ventress.
as a general
Yes.
population
Yes.
in the United States,
You can.
could you do that?
Yes.
No, not in
no,
today's world.
you could. I think you could.
I say you could.
I don't
fuck
really-
everything.
Well, what makes
I don't
her
really care.
even more
See,
is
now you're getting
I'm
into politics. That's-
I'm more or less like, why is always the girl that has to be the good guy? Why if
I
we're
see that.
if
Yeah.
we're gonna bend the gender rules
Yeah.
or gender roles,
Let's make the girl
let's
the
make
bad.
the girl the bad
But
guy
how-
and the boy the good.
Think about it. There is plenty of movies where the girl is the bad guy.
Look,
Like-
we're not talking about minions here. Okay,
No.
that doesn't count.
But in Star Wars,
You are
in the
very.
Star
You
Wars
are
universe,
insulting me as a
we
man.
haven't, but we haven't had the chance to see a female.
I would love to see. That's why I said I think Phasma is gonna kill Kylo Ren. That's why I think that, because I think she's gonna be the one.
Or
You're a fucking bitch.
I'm going out on a limb here. There ought to be a reversal of roles. We know that Kylo Ren is battling
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the
that was apparent.
the dark and light. Now, in all other Star Wars movies that we have seen, it's always been the light side battling that confliction to the dark side. Correct?
Yeah.
Now we are seeing the battle of dark side
Battling the light.
battling the light. And we have this heroine character who is drawn to the light automatically.
Yeah.
Kind of like Luke was.
Yeah, actually, very much like Luke was.
Mhm.
Very similar story arc.
Could we have potentially a arc where the heroine now embraces the dark, it's seduced somehow, some way, to convince that the dark is there, and Kylo Ren is now the savior?
I could see that a little bit.
It's a potential. It's a possibility. I mean, why not capitalize on that?
That would be an interesting twist.
No, it's not too
No,
far.
I actually thought about that earlier.
Yeah.
If they just switched
It would
roles.
be cool. I'm
within
not
the-
saying it wouldn't be cool. I'm just thinking it's
Now-
too.
In league with that, I really think that the debate within Kylo Ren, this is why I'm hoping he'll be more badass in the next movie. I think the debate within Kylo Ren ended when he killed his father. a common psychological trope is that men, this is an old trope, men don't become men truly into their own until their fathers die.
Yeah.
And that's how it backfired with Luke. Luke killed his father ostensibly, not, in the end. But he supposedly came into his own, and that's where the expanded universe came in. But with this new history, he failed. He killed his father, essentially, became his own man, and fucked it up, and ran off. And Kylo, I think, killing Han is going to make him a different character in the next movie.
Why do you think, back to another topic, why do you think Luke got his ass handed to him? Because a storyline I heard was he gave up everything because he couldn't tell who was doing the right thing, and he went into isolation.
I can see that. That's
Right,
kind of what I mean.
right.
That goes
but
back
in
into
this-
like, why
and-
is there like what I was saying? You got all these plot holes when like the last 30 years. You have the Republican, you have the Resistance, you have the First Order,
The
you have
Republican?
Empire.
The Republican.
But based off of who, but
Pretty
based
sure
off,
that's a different book. Yeah.
no, he's
the
right.
Republic.
Like the Manchurian
I'm
Candidate.
sorry, the Republic, whatever.
But based,
I knew what he
but
meant.
based off of whose timeline?
Yeah, there's all sorts of.
Because even
That's right, folks. I'm back.
because even Disney in their on their Infinite Wisdom has never said what happened after Return of the Jedi.
You're either a composer or you're holding that thing like a lightsaber because you keep doing this with that thing, and I'm waiting for the music to start queuing up.
I'm both.
And I mentioned that on the way there. I
But-
played a little bit of the soundtrack. Let's talk about the music for a second.
No,
I thought
John
the music
Williams, perfect.
was amazing. I really thought the cues were perfect. I thought the sound design was great. I thought
I would
I
agree.
loved BB-8's sounds and the
Yeah.
lights and,
Yeah.
and how he worked.
I love the fight
And
scenes, the
let's-
lasers, the
I liked
like
how
the
I
fact
liked how
that-
the troopers would glow a little bit from each blast that would go out. You'd see a little
Yeah.
green
Yes.
glow
Yes,
every time
yes.
they'd shoot. It would
I
kind of
think
light
the
them
music
up. I
was
like that.
awesome because it was perfectly subtle. You didn't notice it that much. It wasn't.
It was
Wasn't in
was
your
not
face.
in your face.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't in your face. It was just enough to keep the story going and the story moving, but not so over the top to where.
True. I agree.
And
Yeah.
but in the end, I was like waiting for the music, and it never came.
What I kept wondering through that whole time was, like I said earlier when we were going to see the movie, I can listen to the Empire Strikes Back soundtrack and picture the movie in my head based
Yeah.
on those songs, based on those epics. I was wondering, I'm sitting there in the theater and I'm thinking, are kids, I'd arguably say the first time I saw Star Wars 5, 6 years old, tops. Are 5 and 6 year olds now going to watch this and feel the same way? Is that that's what I'm saying.
Not
But here's
Not
why
about
I
this-
say that, because until you started talking about the music, I forgot there was even music in the stupid movie.
that's what I was saying.
Because that's how
about this movie, correct. Some movies, generally some movies, yes.
Okay,
But about this
I
movie,
would disagree.
So here's the thing. This is really interesting. Zoe and Ella, my daughters, are total Star Wars fans. They are totally into it. And when they are coloring in the kitchen,
wait, hang on. Good job. Good parenting skills, Jack.
At-
Good influence.
When they're coloring at the dining room table, they can't see the TV. But as soon as that first note for the commercial goes on the TV,
Yeah.
they're both, "It's the new Star Wars trailer. I have to see it!" And they're running
Yeah.
into the living room to go see it. It's that first 2 seconds of the music that starts
Crescendo.
playing, the
Yeah.
crescendo.
And they are not ingrained in the old Star Wars that completely.
Yeah,
I'm
but they,
picturing a conversation between parents like, we're going to have a kid. Well, do we raise it Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Jedi?
And they are.
or
They
what
are.
order to make them watch the movies.
That's a philosophical
They are.
question right there.
actually, in my 5-year-old is literally like, "Why can't I go see Star Wars?" And I'm like, "Why? Who said you can't?" Well, my papa said, "This is the biological dad.
Yeah, we get
that
that.
it's going to be too much and blah blah blah." And so I talked to him about it today when I dropped the
You
kids
know what
off,
my
and I
response is to
said,
that? Bitch, please.
"Yes,
Yeah.
exactly."
My
That's
children
pretty much what
know.
I said.
Yeah.
I said, "Look, if you're gonna take Zoe, who is 9, you're gonna take Ella. If you don't, I will take her.
All of us in this room have been watching this movie
Yes.
since we were probably way too
Yes,
young.
absolutely.
But
And
See-
she could totally enjoy it and appreciate it.
I have the privilege of knowing my children know what order
Well,
to watch the movie.
I think
Yeah.
I think
so
that's
what's
the.
order.
4, 5, 6, 1,
Thank
2,
you.
3. Come
I-
on, hello.
I think that's.
we had this.
I honestly
conversation.
think
I
that's
have
the
people
greatest thing about Star
overseas.
Wars. Maybe not so much 1, 2, and 3, but definitely the first 3 is they are simplistic enough for a
Yes.
4 or 5 year old to
Totally.
understand.
But
I
they
am
are
totally with
complicated and deep enough for an adult to
Yes.
appreciate as
Yes.
well.
So
And that's why we love them now as much as we love them
Yeah.
then.
I think I probably appreciate them now more than I ever did when I was a kid. Because when
Considering the fare that's out now.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. When I was a kid, it was just kind of like, oh, this is cool. You know, there's these alien-looking things, and there's, you know, I didn't really quite understand exactly what was going on when I was a kid.
Well,
Watching
but now my mom made a comment. She used to, when she took me to see Empire Strikes Back, I would sit in front because I would run. She said she could see me getting so into the movie that
it.
I would shrink in the chair or I'd come up. She said that was just as fascinating to her as the movie
As
was.
It's like watching
Yeah.
Earl watch this.
So
one.
this goes
Oh,
back.
whatever.
oh, dude, it was funny. But you know what? Again,
Dude, you were awesome. We're not dogging you at all.
You-
No,
you-
we
you-
are
you
gonna.
know, you were up around.
look, Earl's
I
first
couldn't see any of
experience. Apparently, he did what? What did you do
Oh, the
when
story.
you watched Star Wars the very first
Okay,
time?
Can I,
Yeah, I
do you
pe-
want me to?
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yes,
All
please.
right,
Yes,
so
please.
No,
So
I
the
will,
first-
no, I will tell.
Okay, you will tell the story, but I want to say that the first, I don't know, maybe second, third time that I met his mother, my mother-in-law, this is the story she told me.
Right.
You have to share this with me.
So, Mom, if you're listening,
Somehow I doubt it.
well, no, I'll let her know.
Hey, your mom, listen to this.
Hi, Mom.
So there I was, 1977. I don't know the particular month, so we know Star Wars opened up May 4th,
I have no idea.
Sure, why not?
something like that. So somewhere in 1977, I got to watch Star Wars for the very first time. So my very first movie. I was born in 1974, so I'm like 3 years old,
Yeah.
4-ish.
3, 4, yeah.
Math.
Anyways.
Very excited. Very excited to see this movie.
Who took you?
My mom and my dad.
No.
No, my mom and my dad.
Is
were-
Earl already
took
fucking
me.
up his own story?
No.
How could I fuck
So let me tell the story.
Your grandparents, your grandma, or
Can we
Aunt Connie.
Can we skip to the
No.
end?
That's another
Okay.
podcast.
All right.
Skip to the end.
Anyways, well, he knows better than I do because he was there and I wasn't. So.
All right. So let's move on.
I don't remember my Aunt Connie
Anyway.
doing this goddamn thing.
Okay. Let's go.
Beep.
We're waiting.
Are you backing that ass up?
Take
And
two.
what was the beep for?
Right, I don't know.
Click.
That was the click.
Let's go.
Anyways,
All right.
So there you were.
my mom and
There
my
I
dad
was.
took me to the film.
All right,
Okay.
your mom and dad, you.
Thanks, by
at
the way,
the theater.
Hunt. For
And you were so excited.
Fucker.
Okay. This is what we all want to hear.
Yes.
I was so excited I pissed my pants.
And not only did he piss his pants, but he
I didn't say anything.
he didn't say anything until after they walked out of the movie.
You're like, motherfucker, I'm gonna sit in my own filth. Watch this movie.
Exactly.
Star
Exactly.
Wars.
This is Star Wars.
at
I
what
don't even
point
know
did
what
you
that
pee your
means.
pants?
So,
Pissing is overrated.
Was it the
so
lightsabers?
So fast forward 30 some odd years till I'm like 41.
He's still
No,
peeing
no, no,
himself.
no, hang on. Jeff does have a valid question.
He's still peeing himself. Was it the lightsabers that made you pee yourself, or Vader
no
walking through the
idea.
door as the stormtroopers are tripping over themselves?
Darth Vader.
It was Vader made you pee
No,
yourself?
it was the moment when Luke was looking at the suns.
But you know what? For me,
Oh,
for me,
God, that's so bad.
for me, I actually saw Empire Strikes Back before I saw Star Wars,
That'll fuck you up.
and
That'll fuck a kid up.
and I can tell you to this day, I still feel the same way when I see the walkers coming on Hoth
Oh,
as I did then,
See,
because.
The first one I saw was.
But here's the thing.
was Jedi.
Here's the thing. Jeff left.
Jedi first?
Hold on. I'm not. Jeff left dry. High five. Not a high fiver. Oh, thank you.
Got it, okay.
I'm with you.
You're all slow on the uptake.
You're just jealous that, you
You're
didn't
not this
see
fucked
it
up.
from the beginning.
I just know to bring Pampers when you and I go to movies from here on out.
Especially after we saw how excited you got
Can
today.
you blow me where the Pampers is?
No.
Excuse me, guys. I gotta take Earl to the bathroom again.
This man's jealous because he wasn't born yet when.
Jeff's older than all of us.
Yeah, Jeff's the oldest one in the
How old
room.
are you?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is.
How old are you?
He's in the same age
You're
bracket as I
41.
am.
What
I'm
bracket
40,
is
he's
that?
40.
I'm
I don't know
44.
what it is.
I'm 40.
Whatever. This moment, Dad.
Jeff was already sleeping with girls by the time you pissed your
I was
pants.
buying my own tickets into the movies.
Jeff was in Star Wars finger banging some shit and you're pissing your shit.
Hello, sweetie. This is Hoth.
Your hands are cold. Yeah, they're supposed to be.
Where's that kid running off to?
Is that your finger? No, it's the Force.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you know what? Enjoy your boss.
Shit, it's not recording again, I'm thinking. I'm kidding.
I don't like
As he
this
looks.
Anyway,
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
you know what? It fills me with pride
That
were
you didn't
so
pee your
dedicated
pants?
to watching this brand new movie
Yes.
you've never seen before,
Yes.
and pissed your pants and said, you know what? Fuck it.
Are we talking about the 77 version or this version?
The
You didn't piss
77.
your-
Did you do it
Let's-
again?
Piss your pants.
I was so fucking
I
close.
want
He
to
kinda
apologize
was.
to Cinetopia for Earl pissing his pants. He was in seat
It was
M3.
pretty close. I'm gonna say. Military.
When
thank
when you
for-
guys got up really quickly, and I was like, rustling with my purse.
Claudia moves the seat and pins it forward and pours it out. They'll just think it's Coke. Nobody will notice.
She rings
I
it
have a
out.
mop
Yeah.
in my purse.
What are you doing? Just stagger home, honey. We're good to go.
Just ignore what we're doing.
We're only picking on you because we love you and because
I
we
know.
love your reaction to the movie.
I know.
All the
So-
clapping at the movie theater, which
Oh.
makes no
You
sense
know what?
to me.
I'm
They-
not the only one.
they-
I was.
I know you weren't the only one. I just don't
No, I
understand
would
it.
too.
The other thing I liked about this, there was not a lot of space scene fights as there were on the ground.
Yeah,
towards
but
the
that's what
planet.
You know what? This was
And it
more
gave it
gunnery.
more of
was
a-
more military. It really
I
was.
love
yeah,
that
yeah.
though. I love.
Yeah.
I love that.
This is a gritty thing I was talking about because in space it's like you see a star go by because they're flying. This is fucking
There was
They had
Millennium
flying
Falcons
cars,
plowing
motherfucker.
through trees.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there was a lot of that.
I love the ground aspect
The
of it.
X-wings flying close to the ground. And
Yes.
all that
The
shit.
water.
Like you could stand there. It was like looking up in the sky and seeing A-10s fighting MiGs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, this could actually be
I
happening.
mean,
This
this
is-
guy right here who gets like the total, just, what do you call that?
Your
Flush,
face?
flush. Is it bigger than a bread box? Is it?
Confused? Hey, you have a lot of hair up there. I don't know if you can
Yeah,
think
yeah.
through all of that now.
No,
Overheating.
Like,
Did
oh.
you just run your fingers through your
He
hair?
did. He's
And
like,
not
"Oh,
only
I'm
did he
so
do that, but
pretty."
he threw his head to the side
Yeah.
too.
no,
Listen, you gotta forgive him. He's still getting used to having hair.
Oh,
okay?
don't make excuses. We're still gonna pick
No,
on him.
but
It's
you
not
know
gonna
that
help.
scene where they're on
He won't have it later. He'll pass out. We're gonna shave him.
the scene where they just got done destroying that little like dive bar, and then in my head I thought I heard someone say the rebels are here, and they all kind of looked out into the water, and all you see is a mist, and you know what that mist is.
Yeah.
It's the backfire. Like I said before, thank God no pelicans are flying in that area. Wipe it
We got
out.
bird
Act,
strike.
you know, yeah. But they come flying in. I was like, that is probably because it had that thing coming. And anybody who's in the military is like, I even heard other people other than Earl say, "Oh man!" Like I heard other people that's because it had a look.
They used the sounds from the original movie. They
Yeah.
used jet engine sounds.
Yeah.
They used explosive sounds.
But even before that,
I
you
was-
just
know what
see
I
the
was waiting to
shit.
hear? You know what I'm saying? I was waiting to hear that
Mhm.
at one point.
And that even includes them coming from the sun, and it had that blur thing to it. The shot.
That was
beautiful.
That was so beautiful.
JJ had some military advisors on this.
Had to.
He did.
Had
he
to.
did.
You know, that's why we like. That's
He
why
did.
I love
He did
Aliens.
that, and all
Because
the.
that same reason, you know. We were talking about movies that we grew up with, and Amber's like, "Do you have to get all your movies on Blu-ray?" I'm like, "No, there's the big four:
Mhm.
Star Trek, Star Wars, Back to the Future. Well, five: Indiana Jones, Aliens.
Oh.
I have to
Yes.
get all those on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Which I have all of them except Star Wars now. Because like, damn it, I'm not gonna buy fucking Star Wars on Blu-ray.
And you
to
should.
look at the original.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
No.
But
I
so,
did it. It's not worth it.
now, well, here's a question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
yet.
this is just kind of
Go.
By all means, go, please.
where in the scenes where the sun comes through the clouds and goes, like
The planet
tries to
sucking
hit-
it up.
hit the-
Into
yeah, hits
Star
the-
Killer,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Is it just me, or was this kind of? I mean, I don't know, but it totally reminded me of Lord of the Rings, the Eye.
A little bit.
Little
I'll
bit,
agree with
yeah, I
that.
can see
Do
that.
you
A lot of
really?
people- Yeah, his
So it wasn't
lightsaber
just
same
me?
way. His like
Yeah.
flame.
Yeah,
But
I totally like the whole movie. I'm thinking, Lord of the Rings, like
yeah.
every single time when
Well,
That
and he had the
that
crossblade lightsaber,
yes,
so it was like a big
that
broadsword.
totally
Well,
reminded me
It was
of
Lendil.
we-
It was
we-
Lendil.
Yeah, what? Like,
Yeah.
what's up with that?
We
That's
can
good.
go.
Yeah, I
we
didn't
can go
catch
into that.
The other
as
thing
far
that
as meaning.
the other thing I liked was this thing didn't just destroy one planet at a time.
The
It
sun
got
and
took five at a
Yeah,
five
yeah,
planets
we
at
have
once.
4 planets like right next to each other. Boom.
Now, the thing that caught me though when I first heard, Starkiller Base was Starkiller is a reference to the original screenplay, Luke Starkiller. Starkiller Base,
Right.
I thought Sun Crusher. Sun
Which
Crusher
is totally another.
totally another thing. Sun Crusher is part of the expanded universe they cut out, and it was a ship that could destroy a sun. So it was like the step up from the Death Star, but it was only like compared to the Death Star, is this big? It's that big.
Huh.
When I first saw Starkiller, I was like, are they blowing up suns? Are they going to do the Sun Crusher? I was surprised to see that they sucked the energy from a sun and then killed something else. To me, that's double bang. That's double bang. You can go to system, suck your sun out, kill everything in that system, and then kill that system out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a old.
Well,
crap.
what other movie did that where they they threatened to suck out the energy of the sun? And there's another movie that
You
did
lost
that.
me on that one.
I was trying to think about that.
I know where.
Nah,
Star
I can't
Killer.
Ice
remember.
Pirates?
Ice Pirates.
Just
Always back to
let's
Ice
go back
Pirates.
to Ice
Ice
Pirates.
Pirates, Starkiller, though, is still. If we're gonna use the name of the planet Starkiller,
Yeah.
that's still homage to Starkiller. The
Starbuck?
no,
What?
no, the video games Starkiller.
Are you thinking Sinistar?
No,
You lost me on this one. I have no idea.
have you not played?
You know what it did remind me of? Remember Jedi Starfighter?
Yeah.
That was a good game. It kind of a lot of the scenes when they were fighting reminded me of that game.
No, there was a video game that had.
The Last Starfighter?
No. I wish Gareth was here because he
We'll
would
get
tell
to it shortly. You'll remember.
Shortly.
Yeah.
I think shortly, Earl's going to be shaved.
All over. Maybe even
you.
waxed.
Hey, I tell you what.
Oh, good luck with
Google
that.
Starkiller.
Oh, he'll be out.
No,
No, I
no,
will
no,
not.
no.
I'm-
I mean,
I'm
good
that
luck. I hope you have about 100 razors.
Oh, damn.
No, that's why I said
The man
waxed.
is very
Okay,
hairy.
apparently.
That's why I said
okay,
waxed.
We just learned that Earl is very hairy.
I heard it in the theater.
Yeah.
Chewie and his soulmate over here.
Hey, Rob. Google Starkiller.
How did you not?
Just Google
All
it.
right, let's go back to. How did you not know Han Solo was gonna get killed? How did you
I
not?
thought
know
it was going to be Chewie because that was
Reports
the,
were.
That was the expanded universe. That was different.
It was expanding universe, and
I
that
didn't
was
know.
because the
I know, I
way the media,
I totally saw that
the
coming.
way they were at.
Help me become stronger, Dad, with the dark
I
side.
really am. The way everything was betraying, you felt like Harrison Ford was going to be in the next film. Maybe that was just me.
Ooh, I love the Jedi. I love that.
Yeah, Starkiller, right there. That's
Well,
Starkiller.
no, this is the video game. This is
Right, but they're
Oh, you're talking about. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Right.
Unleash the Force.
Unleash the Force. Yeah,
The Force Unleashed. That's what you're talking about.
yeah, Starkiller.
That's an excellent game. Yeah, you're right. His name is Starkiller. That's
Right.
true.
That's I think
That's
they
the
were.
one thing that I haven't heard whether they said it's canon or not.
It probably isn't,
It
but
probably
there
isn't.
was.
But that's a great game. In fact, I've got it in the other room.
I think there was some homage in there, though.
Yeah, you're probably right. I love that character. It's an amazing character.
I knew Han Solo was dead when he showed up on the screen because he was like 80.
Well,
And Harrison's like, I'm not gonna do another.
Man, how am I gonna fly the Millennium Falcon? I crashed my own damn
I
airplane,
don't care.
biplane.
I don't care.
He almost died on
I
this.
don't care.
No, apparently you do care a little
Chewie
too
watched
much about
out
Han
for
Solo.
watch
Yeah,
out
he
for that
died.
golf course.
He died.
He did.
Because I thought it was gonna be Chewie. I
You know
really
what
did.
though? In terms of screen deaths, that was pretty badass.
I loved it.
Han Solo. Let's
I
think
loved
about
it.
this for a second. Han Solo is a dirtbag smuggler criminal. He marries a princess.
Mhm.
Yeah, why
As a
isn't she
kid.
a queen yet? She's like 90.
Because
Has had
her
kids.
planet-
Because
that
there's
blew up in
no
the first
way she
movie.
can be a queen. There's no universe she can be a queen.
Well, how is she a princess then?
Her planet got blew up in the first movie. She's not a
You
princess.
stay
after
what
that
you
point.
are, even if your planet blows up.
Well,
So,
now
all of a sudden,
C-3PO. Hold on,
So
C-3PO
sad,
actually
Princess
said.
Claudia.
C-3PO actually
It's
caught
so
him.
saith Princess Claudia.
Hold on. Now
That's right.
C-3PO caught himself because he started off saying princess, and then he goes, "I'm sorry, General."
General.
Oh
General.
yeah.
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 And what the fuck is the deal with the red arm?
Don't worry about
Hell.
it. It's
The red arm.
It's irrelevant. It
It's
is.
irrelevant?
It
It
really
is.
is.
I
It
know
really
there's a
is.
story there.
There-
I
there-
guarantee
we'll-
you there's
we'll-
a story there.
We'll
We'll
figure it
find
out
out, but
because
it's
he says he's
irrelevant.
got to get his other arm. So when he gets that, I'm sure we'll find
And
out.
BB's like, you should put your other arm on. Yeah, I know. I should put my other arm on.
That's why he said shut up.
Yeah.
He said shut up.
Yeah, that was.
You know,
He did say
the one
shut up.
character that we haven't mentioned that I'm actually was waiting for, and I was kind of weirded out. I didn't know he was going to be like that. R2D2.
Yes.
I
Well-
liked that
well,
he
first
stayed
off-
dormant
Yeah.
until Luke
Because
became
of
the
pivotal
Force again,
role that he
Which,
has.
okay,
and then C-3PO
Why?
or
Riddle me
R2
this,
woke
Batman.
up.
Why?
is that because he sensed it?
That's what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
as soon as, yeah, he must have
So we
because
have a droid. Let me get this straight. There's a droid who is Force sensitive.
well, it woke his ass up.
No, we have a droid that all of a sudden, after 30 years,
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker disappears and R2D2 goes silent. Is active now. Why?
That's
Why?
Okay, so hang on. Because you guys talk about this canon shit that's happened within the last
Why?
30 years. Why do you keep moving my microphone?
Because you
Okay.
keep hitting it.
So
You can't be hitting it.
within
like
the, within all
Not
this
anymore.
within all this canon over the last 30 years, has R2D2 ever played a role in this
Yes.
canon?
Oh, motherfucker.
No.
No, he.
I know he has, but I want you guys to say, because in the movie, if he's been dormant in the movie for 30 years, but he's been active in the canon, how does that
Okay,
work?
again, deleted.
Right.
Different. What I will say though is that we said the droids with the linchpin. Frankly, if you boiled it down even more, R2D2 is the linchpin
Right.
of the entire series.
Well, yeah.
Because he was from
And
the
I think-
very beginning.
Not only is Luke going to pass the baton to Rey, I think R2 is going to pass it to BB.
Oh,
Okay.
and by the way, BB, I think I could have taken Jar Jar Binks over BB. Like,
Are you
I
fucking
disagree.
kidding me?
no,
Okay.
like
Wait,
that.
this
You know
is
what?
an amazing design.
That's because it's a robot and you people are nerds.
I love you, man.
The point
but
is,
you gotta quit stirring the pot.
We're nerds. We're nerds. You should see, the guy
Okay,
yelled
No, he doesn't. That's his job. He
Right.
stirs the pot.
when we were talking to those.
okay, you know what? Annoyed me more than the Ewoks. So somewhere between the Ewoks and Jar Jar, but definitely.
Yeah.
Fuck you, motherfucker. I'm
Way
If you
above.
would have said
Way above.
C-3PO, I would have been like, well, but no, R2 and BB.
No, I'm
that's
just
the new
saying- I'm
R2.
just saying-
Oh, wait, whoa, here's a really fucked up thing. R2 and C-3PO had a baby.
It is gold and
No.
It's gold
Orange.
and round.
R2
No,
and
no.
Death Star had a baby.
No.
That's what that was.
I want to. I don't want to, but I'm trying to picture C-3PO impregnating R2.
Nope, it'd be the other way around. You know it.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're right. My bad. Because C-3PO is totally the bitch in that scenario.
Yeah, he is.
Whoa, that's a mind fuck right
Mm.
there.
And with
Beep,
that,
boop,
are we
beep.
going on break, or what are we done?
R2, what are you? like the scene in
Nope.
the black hole.
You're done.
Earl has been cut off.
Good. He needs to.
You know what? It's time to tie it up. Guys,
Yeah.
last thoughts. Let's go around the room one more time. We'll shut it off. Claudia, Star Wars at The Force Awakens.
The more we talk about it, the more I like it. I can't help it. There's bitches that kick asses. I mean, shit gets blown up. I mean, much better than that. There's some moments there where I was like, yeah, no, that was cheesy. But really, there's cheesy moments in all of the movies. So I'm still at an 8.
Outstanding.
Yeah, love it.
Earl, final thought.
Cheese. Yeah.
Are you
We're just
requesting?
saying random words.
Are you requesting cheese? Like,
No. Cheese.
A big deal.
Where are you going with this cheese? Everybody quiet. I want to hear
Wait,
this.
wait a minute.
Toenails.
Uranus.
If the next words are wine, then you got something. Cheese and wine.
It was beautiful.
You know what?
It really
That's
was.
amazing.
that's enough.
That's
No.
exactly right.
No.
It was beautiful. It's
It
a
was
work
beautiful. From a cinematography.
Cinematic.
That word.
That word.
It was beautiful.
Outstanding. Jeff, final thought.
Still holding at a 7. I explained a little why. I'd also like to point out that the new planet killer was always frozen because it's constantly sucking the sun out and traveling through space. So it's not really eating up sun to heat it up. So that's why it's a frozen planet. Take that aspect on
Very
it.
nice.
I wasn't happy with Ren because he was too
Bitchy.
weak
Yeah.
for somebody who has
I'm gonna
had
throw a tantrum.
some form of training
Yeah.
and coming
Anakin.
from a family that's, well, I mean, look, he's legacy. So he's,
Big time.
why the hell is he so weak? That annoyed me. That's why he dropped the numbers. But a lot of the cinematography in that was just crazy cool for the reasons explained earlier.
All right, Jay. Last thoughts.
I would say the Phantom Menace and that 3-part series was better because it was more original, more detailed, and more tied into the story. Where this one, for the layman fan as I am, way too many holes, way too many questions. Like, who are these people? How did this power come to be? And I really hope they answer that question. But until those are, it was. I've seen a lot of movies throughout the year. 5, maybe 6 on the list. I mean,
It's a lot.
yeah. So I'd wait for the DVD, like I said before. If you're not a huge fan, have to go see it. Just wait for the DVD. You'll be fine.
But I have to stress, if I may, real quick, the anticipation for the next movies has just gone up for me. And I think that the gaps will be filled with those new movies.
For me, it went
Just-
down.
Just as they have in the past with the old movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but I had all these questions too. Okay, so where are the Sand People? This is going back like in the past, right? I didn't know what the fuck are the Sand People? Who are the Ewoks? You know, but slowly but surely, all these questions are being answered, and I think that's what's going to happen with this one.
Oh, Claudia, that's amazing. That is the best answer I've ever heard. And you know what? You're absolutely right. This movie, the fact that we're talking about it now, the fact that we are speculating and talking about it, this is exactly what JJ had in mind.
Yeah.
This is exactly what Disney had in mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're supposed to be doing. And this film, it's not the greatest film ever.
Not even the series.
But I don't think that was the point.
No, you're right. It was to
I
continue
don't.
the story.
Yes.
And for my final thought, I agree with Claudia. I'm looking forward to what comes next. I'm excited about what's going to come next. I'm excited that we live in this era. We get to watch comic books and Star Wars and Star Trek. And everybody thinks it's cool now. I walked into a mall. Nobody mentioned this today. I walked into a mall dressed like this with a fucking lightsaber in my hand. And nobody batted an eye. Not only did they not bat an eye, they walked up and told me this
said,
shit was cool.
Where did you get that from?
Yeah, exactly. I waved at you. What did they do in the elevator? They said, "Hey, what's that?"
They're talking about it, so I explained it to them. They were like, "Oh."
Yeah, so I'm thrilled to be in this era. I'm thrilled to be in this time. I'm thrilled to have been in my time, our time, when we were 10, and it's coming back around, and it's cool now.
I am thrilled to be in a time where we, as the viewer, get to dictate how the film progresses. Because if you look at how this movie evolved, let's be honest, we all had some sort of say in how it progressed.
The seeds from this film
Yes.
germinated nearly 40 years ago.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, leave it there. Everybody, good night.
Yes.
We'll
Good night.
shut it off,
Yep.
Yeah.
Night
the
night.
video, and we can come back later. Or whatever you
have
want to do.
some-
Dear, wave at the camera. Claudia, wave at the camera. Yeah, good night, kids.
Bye.
All right. We're out.
Thank you for listening to Rants with Rob and Jay on Sterling Broadcasting. These morons can be reached on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and at rumrants@outlook.com. All copyrighted materials are used for review and discussion purposes only. No copyright infringement is intended by members of the Rants podcast or Sterling Broadcasting. Thank you.